What's good YouTube, and welcome to the house. It seems people had plenty of money to spend during the holiday season because my tabs are so far open this market watch, and it's only TCG player, I can't even see what I'm clicking on. So bear with me if I click on a tab and bring up a new card and take a little bit, but I'm gonna try to get all my explanations in, along with what's happening and why. But use that big brain. Do check eBay for prices as well. Always check both. And if you are going in on these crazy buyouts, please use my TCG player link in the description down below. It costs you nothing extra, and it truly does support the channel directly for cards you'd already be buying, and people are going crazy right now. Photon Orbital is an interesting one to me. I could see Galaxies getting really freaking good under the new Master Rule. I call it better Blue Eyes right now, and it has future support coming to rehype. It's kind of that perfect storm, and Orbital is amazing, and they're unlikely to reprint cards from the newer legendary duelists anytime soon. We know that ones from like Ancient Millennium are up for reprint soon, but that being said, this is one of those things that I feel like will go down and have to be rebought out, or people will get their natural copies when prices go down. I really do like this card a lot though, so I see why people went for it. It's like the perfect storm for a card to actually stay up in price. Madolches have been a little hype under the new Master Rule. Again, I'm not really sure that they have good going first options for their boards, but Angeli is joining her sister Magdalene and going up in price, at least for the Mega Pack version. Only 3 prices left, but we can see Super Games Inc. actually wants to make a sale for when it does get a little more hype. I do suggest getting it sooner than later if you're interested, but I don't think Madolches are going to be one of the top decks. When people hear you're playing Madolches, they win the dice roll versus you and say, no, you go first. There's going to be problems, but very few copies at the prices it was at, with only 23 listed here as well. Phantazmay is tanking and dropping. People are getting rid of this like it's the plague. We see first edition copies already dipping to 70 just from the new Master Rule. You have to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Through April if you're going to YCS's regionals, the road to the WCQ, to try to get your invite, unless you're trying to last minute get your invite through some of the craziest metas, or you already have yours. Phantazmay dropping, we did see this coming, but boy is it happening quicker than I thought when it was trying to hold on to 90, and now it's joining the eBay fallout towards 70. Wow, this is crazy actually. Bamboozling Gossip Shadow gets a little hype. Remember, he does have to go into a number Xyz monster, but people are looking around for things to stuff him in under the new Master Rule, and he certainly will get stronger for it. Interesting choice. With only its printing in Battles of Legend, it had fallen down towards $6, and now the lowest listings, well, they're pretty high towards 18 and 19. Just generically good in general. Another number monster jumping up is number 97, Draglubion, and Google eyes. We see that he is almost towards $4 to $5 for all copies, and he was only $2 last night. People are looking also for his target, number C107, which I think almost all variants of number C107 have gone up, not just the ultimate rare. Yeah, we see the ultra rare. Oh, there's a super rare actually that's hanging around $6 towards $7. So yeah, it's pretty expensive for this guy, but they see him as one of the prime targets, which you can put a 107 under him to be able to get these massive attacks, 3 attacks with a 4500 out, but he would only have the 1 material, right? But it is a number monster, so we come back around and you can attach more materials. Well, to me, it just seems like there's plenty of places to Ghost Ogre and do other things to this card. I'm a little skeptical on all this, but let me know what you guys think in the description down below. Negating all effects of other face-up cards on the field, an opponent not being able to activate cards and effects does sound appealing, but you can chain to this. I'm just not personally buying it, but then again, I haven't seen it in action to see how crazy hype it is. Let me know what you guys think. Totally awesome, up towards now $20. Last we peaked in, I think it was towards 17, 18, so it's just creeping up a little further as Bahamut is actually kind of staying stable on market. Millennium Eyes Restrict. So many people are saying this card is way better under the new Master Rule, but they're also talking about, is Instant Fusion finally going to get banned? Will it get capped? Will we finally take care of Instant Fusion? I think this is stronger, being able to put it in a main monster zone and not put a chokehold on the plays you're about to make and then having to link it off for Link Rebo or link it away for part of your Link summoning. It is way better for stopping a couple of hand traps. I do like this card more now. Mud Dragon of the Swamp is actually creeping up a little for what it was. You could get cheaper quantities earlier. I will say that Rare Fish does have a use for Mermail Atlanteans specifically that this card does not, but it's still a very interesting card and good to make Bahamut Shark with, and a Super Poly target, so it is some give and take with Rare Fish versus this. Frightfur Kraken. The MCole 40 meme, if you watch his market watches, well, it only does have its one printing, and Fluffles really like it. I feel like Fluffles go to the same camp, though, as Madolches. They're way better at OTKing than setting up a board, and the boards they set up get broken through quite easily, and when people figure it out in a YCS, oh, I'm playing against the Fluffle player. No, you go first. Will eventually happen to you unless you're winning all your dice rolls, and you've gotta get your OTKs through those tough boards. Fluffles in general, like, I think this is the only card that actually really got the most solid of boost. We see Sabertooth actually going up as well, though, so there is some actual, like, oomph to this buyout, but I don't know. I just don't personally buy it when I see, like, Shonen Jump Frightfur Tigers here under $2, and I think the secret ones as well towards $2. Like, I just don't buy into the hype other than the memes with this one, personally. I think one very underrated card right now is Yazi as we head towards the new Master Rule. Mare going into Lynx is still going to be crazy. Also, those tokens, I believe they're good for Synchro summoning, if I'm not mistaken, for some reason. Well, almost every single version of Yazi is still very, very low. And yeah, you get yourself some level 1 tokens to play with if you are going into this. So, very interesting kind of thing that I think is glazed over that old Synchro did use, but maybe your extra deck will be too packed and you don't want to play a Mare Bricket. Let me know what you guys think of Yazi definitely heading towards this new one. I personally still think it's a great tool that will find its way to being used, not only for its ability to clear something off the field, but get you something for a lot of synchroing and linking. Shooting Quasar Dragon jumping up just a little bit. We see the ultra rare jumps up towards $10, but even these copies, the promos, headed towards $3 in the mid-3 range. I think Cosmic Blazar, having only its one copy, is a little bit better, as I've been told by the Synchro Duelist, but boy, is it flying off the market too. Be careful to get the cheapest deal, you know, look for that free shipping or which shipping is free, and getting those combined orders. If you are going the Synchro, I don't think the Quasar Cosmic Blazers are the way to go, but if hand looping does get checked, people will try the Build the Board workshop with the Synchro deck, so you can bet on it. And I'm sure some of you guys, I can't tell you how to live your life, are going to be doing it anyways. Invocation. What invocation's going on around here? The ultimates are spiking up in price. The secret rares, mid-rarities are spiking up in price. And you can still get the supers for only $1 more than they were, but quantities are running out. People really like the Invoked engine heading forward. Not having to commit to the extra monster zone is huge for them, but I think it's weird to see a mid-rarity bump up. Yes, a lot of people are used to playing with those secrets, and the ulti going so much further out of price, I just always find mid-rarity buyouts to not be what you want to do for your long-term value. Like, how many people are going to value this way above the super to the double point before they just start going for this, and it meets it in price eventually when you have an ultimate rare? Let me know what you guys think. I do think a lot of people are used to secret invocation, so it's a little different than the typical mid-rarity, but also remember that Euro prints of this will warp terribly, so be careful buying them online. The problem gets fixed later down the line towards Maximum Crisis, if I recall, so be careful buying your online invocations as well. Zoodiac Trident. Oh man, so the originals are getting bought out, and now people are really starting to stare at these. If we do follow suit on the ban list, you can bet this will get an extra bit of a spike from there. I could see these being 15s, these being 10s. I would consider having just your copies if you don't have them from Zoo format if you're a newer player. Zoodiac Barrage, similarly, the original spiking up, the Megaton pack ones sitting around for the enabling card where you can decide what you're going to do with the engine. People are talking about this engine by itself now without Trident. I personally don't see it being that impactful, but let me know if you do see it coming back and being impactful, with the main monster zones being the way to go for them. Speaking of Xyz, Beatrice, the Eternal, is going up in price about gosh dang time. We've seen her get a couple waves during the old BA hype, so some people are very ready with high quantities. I think she's an amazing card. You'll see people make her properly with 6s if Militia stays around, and I would want access to this in my toolbox no matter what under Master Rule 4 Revised. Cherubini also going up here. Remember, Dark Neostorm cards are up for reprint as Cynet Mining is getting one in the March set upcoming, Dual Overload if I recall. So be careful when going for cards out of Dark Neostorm and Savage Strike, since we're passing Savage Strike and going forward with reprints from Dane. I would be careful with those two sets in general. Dante Originals are going up quite steeply as well, unless some new ones have been listed. Yeah, we see towards $13 for Unlimbs, and I think you're in a game of, well, good luck if you're looking for the first editions at a decent price. Try to check your locals and trade if you're, I'm back because of BA! Well, yeah, good luck finding max rarity if you are. Borreload Savage Dragon towards 32. I'm seeing this in a lot more combos, a lot more people's decks. Links are not dead. They're not even really weakened. You're still going to be wanting to play Apollosa, Boral Sword, and other links to go up through certain combos like the Guard Dragons. So Borreload Savage Dragon is something people are eyeing as a Synchro, and it did get a direct buff being able to go in the zones. Again, remember, we're passing Savage Strike right now into Dane reprints. I think some of those surprises will be reprints like Borreload Savage Dragon, considering Borreload ended up with its alter art in the last March set. We have Quick Draw Synchron Super Rares actually running out of quantities. Last night there were a couple left, and yeah, there's just a couple left at decent prices still. So if you're considering this card for your Synchro deck, you know you're summoning all the Synchron cards from your deck, I would want to get the Super sooner than later. It's one of my favorite rarities. Does it have a secret rare yet? It has an Ultra, which is out of the 5Ds collection. I don't think he has a secret, so I could see Konami sneaking a higher rarity version in a Battles of Legend or something. That would be really cool of them, but there's only so many slots for those sets. I think the Super is still a safe investment. The Turbo, always super welcome. Artifact Sanctum is a card I would also be looking at right now that's running out of quantities quick on market. Anytime the extra deck opens up and becomes the name, like the name of the game, I think you want to look at the Artifact engine, not just Dimensional Barrier, because they can still link summon around that, and they're going to have options for links. Yes, you can choke certain decks out from synchroing or X-seizing, but Sanctum just shuts it all off when you get your Scythe out. Still stoppable by Ash Blossom, though, and Impermanence if they're open to it. You usually Sanctum after they commit to the board. Let's not talk about gameplay, let's talk about prices. Every single version has low quantities, and I think we could see this easily be $20 again. And finally, TG Hyper Librarian, getting into those hype prices for its secret rare and the ultra rare. Let's see where it's going. Remember, you have cheaper options for a lot of these cards, though. Oh my gosh, I guess the jump did have the higher ceiling for the buyout, as we see it towards $20. It is much older, but I'll point out the secret rare, well, the prize card's the highest rarity, is very coveted, and it's from a legendary collection, so I don't think we'll see many go back on market. It may just be people wanting to actually make their sales, relisting first. We'll continue to see how a lot of these cards fall out over the coming weeks, see how many people go for the rebuyouts, because April, that's a bit away. We're waiting 3 months to play this game. So that's it from me for today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. I tried to keep a timely pace and still get my explanations to you guys. Let me know what you think about all of this. I wanted to get this all out here instead of like, oh yeah, I can spread this into 3 days of content. Well, there's quite a few cards, and I hope I did a good job explaining what is happening and my own thoughts. Please subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube did a little subscriber swap, luckily staying above 50K over here, so I appreciate it and the support. Like the video if you enjoyed the discussion. Please sign up for the Patreon if you want to actually get some stuff in the mail from me. Make it feel a little bit like Christmas every single month. And thank you so much for watching. Use that TCG player link. That's enough from me right now.